I was ready. You know I was ready. Even though you have come around, you know I was ready to come in here and talk big cash shit about Cam Newton and his performance and his actual homecoming. But nonetheless, Michael, we have spent a lot of time talking about the top, as we tend to do.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals
Right.
as the best team in the NFC, even by default. But, man, you look at the bottom of the playoff picture for the NFC after Los Angeles, and you got Minnesota's 5-5 now. You got the Saints 5-5 now. You got the Niners 5-5 now, okay? Finding themselves. Philadelphia. Remember when Philadelphia didn't run the ball?
Yeah.
Now they run it better
Yeah.
than anybody right now, okay?
Keep going.
Carolina's at 5-6. And, okay, if you want, throw in the football team at 4-6.
But I'm telling you.
That in the hunt section is interesting.
Yeah, first of all, props to Cam Newton and props to the Carolina Panthers. I know they didn't win this game. They won last week, a surprising win. And I guess you could say this is, based on what you saw last week, this would qualify as a surprising loss. You got the football team at home coming off a win over Arizona. I know. The game was in Arizona. No Kyler Murray. They had some issues. But they put it on them. They put it on Arizona pretty good. You'd think they'd come home and beat a team that's not very good, you would think. But Cam Newton looks like he didn't miss a step. As a matter of fact, I would go so far to say he looks better now than he has in about a year. He got off to a good start last year. Last year in New England, got off to a good start. And they lost to Seattle. He looked very good. They stopped him on the final play of the game, a running play. He threw for over 300 yards in that game. Got COVID. They lose to Kansas City. He comes back, and I never thought he looked good after that. And that was early in the season. That was like September or October. Cam Newton looks fast now. He looks strong. He's throwing a good football. So I don't know what it means for Carolina. 5-6, they got a long way to go. They're playing in a tough division. But props to Cam Newton. But I want to talk about the football team. I'm looking at their schedule right now. And I see a lot of winnable games for a team that's 4-6.
That is so
And we know
dangerous.
last year.
That is so dangerous.
But I know.
What have we been talking about all? Okay,
I know.
Fine, go ahead.
I know. But they are no longer. See, they're in the in between position. I say winnable games, but they are no longer that team that you can look at and say, "Oh, we got them." So they are not somebody else's W. But then they can also now they can turn around and look at other teams and say, "Hey, we may be looking up slightly." But it's not like we're looking way up there, like we can't compete with these teams. Last 2 weeks, knocking off Carolina and knocking off Tampa Bay, it's pretty good. But they got the struggling Seahawks at the crib. They got the Raiders, who were in free fall. They got the Cowboys at home. On the road against Philadelphia. Then they go to Dallas. So they got Dallas twice in the next 4 weeks. And they end with the Giants. I'm telling you, last year.
I don't know. I don't know why you're doing that. Honestly, it's almost like we just had an entire show and you didn't pay attention to anything you said, let alone what I said.
Yeah. What I'm saying to you is the defending NFC East champion, Washington football team, may not be ready to abdicate the throne. They may not be ready just to give it up.
They're playing good enough football for you to pay attention. Okay? Pay attention to Minnesota, who every game seems to come down to the last snap. Mention San Francisco getting right with Deebo Samuel playing running back. As we go to break, right church, wrong pew in that division. The team you should be paying attention to, take that off the screen. The team you should be paying attention to is the Philadelphia Eagles. Because what's funny, I'll tell you this real quick, and I mean it because the music's playing. What's funny is when I was preparing for Fletcher Cox, when I was prepping for Fletcher Cox, I was going to ask him about how everything being in front of them in this division, because I want you to hear this. Not only did they just run for 252 yards, the Eagles, against the Saints, who had the number one rushing defense. The Eagles became the first team since the 1978 Patriots to run for at least 175 yards in 4 consecutive games without a 100-yard rusher in any of them. Now, I know Jordan Howard's banged up, but the way Jalen Hurts is playing right now, once upon a time they didn't run the football. Now they're running it down people's throats. Watch out for Philadelphia.